enjoyable, which makes it easier, because frankly, some folks would like to tell you it's easy to lose weight or manage weight. If that were the case, all of us would be at our ideal weight.
Yep.
So we need to make it as pleasant as possible, because it's already a very difficult process.
Well, we're excited to have so many hundreds of people ordering. Please be patient with us. Our teams are trying to get to you as fast as possible. This is a sneak peek of certainly two amazing today's specials, Secure and also Glucosamine and Chondroitin. Feel the difference in just a few short days. We're reading a testimonial about a lady's knees. If you're looking for flexibility, elasticity, certainly in the cold weather, a lot of us really struggle. This is a product that continues to be ravely reviewed. And Andrew, as you've always shared with us, there is a significant difference between what many of us see in the stores versus what you are offering on HSN, and that's the form of the ingredients.
It's very simple. It's very straightforward. And if anyone who was making these products simply read the research and then made their products and followed the research, then there'd be a lot of very effective products on the market. Unfortunately, most folks who are making these products ignore the research, because to make a correct product, the ingredients cost a little bit more.
Right.
And unfortunately, most companies are using the key ingredient, glucosamine. They're using a form called glucosamine hydrochloride, which not only is that not the subject of the science for the benefits in terms of your joints, but you could also find science and research, even journal articles directed toward doctors and the recommendations that doctors will make in terms of a natural defense of our joints. And those publications directed to doctors tell the doctors, recommend that your patients get glucosamine sulfate, the proper form, not glucosamine hydrochloride. And most of the products on the market today contain glucosamine hydrochloride, unfortunately.
Well, our pricing for today's special, and again, if anybody's tuning in, you know, this officially launches tomorrow night, as it were, at midnight. You can pre-order it right now. The savings are the best of the year. So if you wanted to buy Glucosamine and Chondroitin in 2020, this would be the time to buy it to maximize what you're saving. There's a 150, a 300, a 600, or a 900 capsule. The 900 capsule not always available, so that's important. Huge savings. I mean, you're looking at 50% off the price. So if you go for that larger size, it's 50% off the price. We're honoring 6 flexible payments. And Andrew, we're even offering a bonus buy on this one as well if you order the larger size. Again, we can stack up a lot of savings with this.
Because many folks take technically, the bulk of the research talks about levels that are 5 capsules per day.
Right.
Some folks take as little as 1 capsule or 2 capsules per day. Personally, I take the 5 capsules a day, because that really gives you an opportunity to embrace the most positive, the most compelling clinical studies and scientific research. If that's the case, we offer the buy more and save, because this way you can get a year's supply. If you get 2 bottles, you get a year's supply, and you save additionally.
Yeah.
And again, our product, unlike the typical products in the market, they're not tablets that will be hard to swallow, that will upset your stomach, that will just be challenging to your digestive system. It's especially the glucosamine hydrochloride, which can increase the acid in your stomach. A lot of us already struggle with acid in our stomach and GERD, so we want to take supplements that are designed to be gentle to our digestive system, because most of us already have challenges in that regard.
Well, I mean, we talked about value. We're looking at about $0.10 a capsule in the larger size. So truly it's affordable, gentle on your stomach, giving you all the things that you need. And Andrew, it's the building blocks. Is it ever too late to start taking this and to start feeling the benefits?
Oh gosh, no. In fact, the older we are, the more we tend to benefit, and where you really see the benefits are as we get older. Our body just starts to fall behind when it comes to our natural ability to repair and regenerate tissues, and we're talking about sort of in our 30s and 40s, that sort of youthful immunity. That's I always say the greatest vaccine in the world is youth.
Right.
But that youthful immunity, we start losing that, and we basically sometimes the the sins of the past. We're very active. We might have had accidents, whatever it might be, that our body struggles to maintain the tissues as well as it did when we were younger. So it's really a product that when you look at the bulk of the research, it does happen to focus on older individuals. And that's where the greatest opportunities lie with this product. And it's something that, as you said, it's not a drug or a medicine, so it's not working on your joints in that fashion. It's a raw material that your body needs to produce the tissues, these key critical tissues that are quite unique. When you think about our joints, on one hand, they're these flexible, resilient tissues, at least when they're healthy. Yet on the other hand, they are incredibly strong. So it's a bit of a paradox. It's not what you'd expect to have these tissues be both incredibly resilient and flexible, yet incredibly strong. And that's the differentiating characteristic of these molecules, these glycosaminoglycans, these mucopolysaccharides, that's called, glucosamine and chondroitin.
The main thing to take away from this presentation from anybody watching at home is to certainly be on the lookout. Whatever product you might have taken or are taking, please make sure it's the right form, the correct form. It's sad to think that for so many of us, we put a lot of trust in companies, with Andrew always following the science, giving you exactly the raw material that your body needs to be as good as it can possibly be. Thank you for all of your orders. Don't forget to do the bonus buy. If you go for that larger size, you save an additional amount of money, which is certainly worth it, bringing the price down to $109.90. Okay, Andrew and I will be back to our today's specials tomorrow night. But Andrew, while we've got you here, can we also talk about some of our monthly specials?
Sure, we have a couple of minutes left, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over this way real fast.